Okay, I'm putting together a bike repair workshop. I'm starting from scratch. I've got bikes, but I need some tools. I quite like the idea of using vintage tools if I can. I just think they look cool. Be a false economy in some areas, so some things I'm going to have to buy new. Just got myself a new socket set. But I needed a pair of pliers the other day. The kind of pliers you use to break things, really, to bodge a wheel back on so I could wheel it home. I found this job lot of the kind of pliers used to break things online, so they all need cleaning up though, so I thought that in itself would be a cool project. So let's take a look at these pliers. Another eBay expectations versus real life reality. So I got this little lot of pliers and cutters from eBay. £15 was the starting bid. I was the only bidder, plus £5.20 postage, so a grand total of £20 and 20 British pence. The reason I went for this lot, now there are a never-ending supply of old tools for sale on eBay, and a lot of them are in job lots, which is a more economical way of buying them. Share the burden of postage across multiple pairs. The reason I went for this lot was there were lots that were just multiple batches of pliers, but this one had cutters and pliers. Now I wasn't looking for cutters, I didn't know I needed cutters, but when I saw this lot, it's got a couple of sets of the general workshop pliers I was looking for. Quite a cool looking pair of Ford Motors, made in England pliers that probably came in a car toolkit in the 1970s. But this little lot also had a couple of high-end cutters, Morn Industry cutters, which cost over £30 a pair these days, and I thought they would be good to use or maybe misuse for cutting brake cables and gear cables. It's also got a huge pair of 10-inch made in Sheffield shears, which I might be able to clean up, put back on eBay and get my £15 back. So I have to say I'm pretty pleased with this little lot for £20 and 20 pence. They're all showing signs of age. I think most of these are from the 1970s. But it's purely cosmetic. They're in fantastic condition. Most of these look like they've barely been used, if they've been used at all. I mean, the blades on the cutters are perfect. Some signs of use, but no misuse whatsoever. I mean, with these pincers, there's some surface rust, but again, the cutting edges are perfect. These Ford pliers, they might clean up quite well. They probably didn't look too great in the first place, but I would imagine they just came in a car toolkit. They probably lasted longer than the car. That was back in the 70s when all English cars had to come with a toolkit because they were definitely going to break down. Some nice made in Germany pliers. I think I might clean these ones up first. They look like they'll be very useful. And these shears, again, they look knackered, but they're in almost the blades look unused. I don't think these have ever been used to cut anything. When you open and close them, it sounds like you're opening and closing a pair of scissors. Yeah, the cutting edges are perfect, but cosmetically, they look every year of their age. Yeah, I think they're going to clean up really well. So this is the first pair I'm going to clean up because it's the first pair I want to use. Pair of 8 inches long, roughly, general workshop pliers. Again, showing signs of age, but they look like they're in barely used condition. On the jaws, they're marked CK West Germany. Then on the handles, on the outside, CEKA hardwire, and then on the insides of the handles, German made. Right, obviously don't try any of this at home. It's dangerous, and I'm a professional. First of all, going in with a steel wire wheel, but it's not really doing a lot. Right, let's try a Scotch-Brite wheel or satinising wheel, whichever you prefer to call it. Now, I don't know exactly what grade this is because I bought a big job lot of these on eBay again. I know whatever grade they told me it was, it definitely wasn't. I'd say these are closer to medium than fine. But yeah, these are doing a better job on this steel pair of pliers than the steel wheel was. I think the steel wheels would have been good for removing any rust, but these aren't rusty. They're just rock hard steel with dirt and corrosion dating back to the 1970s. So the satinising wheel's got rid of all the dirt and grime and tarnish that's built up over the decades, and it's left them clean but with a bright satin finish. So I need to get the shine back on them. I'm going to use this soft cloth polishing wheel and some stainless steel polish. Now the longer you prep them and the longer you polish them for, the higher the finish you'll get. I'm going to give them about 10 minutes and then draw a line, because I actually want to use these pliers. You could keep going all day. Not sure if they keep getting better all day, but after 10 minutes or so we'll get the bright finish back on them and then take a look. So I've managed to get a nice shine back on the jaws, but the handles no chance. They still have the original casting seams and marks, lots of pitting from the original casting, so getting a polish on them would be a labour of love, and in the process I think we'd lose a lot of the detail and branding that I quite like to keep. So it looks originally like they were cast, marked and then painted black. So what I'm going to do is blue them. Very basic bluing. By basic I mean bodging. It'd be almost impossible to get an even colour, a uniform colour doing it this way. But we should get some interesting colours, maybe some blues and purples, an iridescent finish. Hopefully it'll look like a stainless steel exhaust pipe of a race car. That's what we're going for. Race car exhaust pipe colours. So boom, there we go. One pair of CK made in West Germany pliers. Doing the maths, I think this job lot of 8 cost me £20 and 20p, so these cost me just over £2.50 for these. Little bit of work, clean and polish the jaws, replace the tired old black paint on the handles with this interesting blued finish, and they look great. I think they've got plenty of life left in them still, probably from around the 1970s. The cutters and jaws look barely used though. They were just tired, so pretty pleased with how they've turned up. Right, that's one down, 7 more to go.